Well, hello there, YouTube. Thank you to Heck No GMOs for sending this to me. The title of this video is "What Does This Look Like in the Fireworks?" And she caught this on New Year's Eve. And I think in the bottom right-hand corner of her TV, it looks like it says this is from the New Year's Eve celebration in Taiwan. So let's play it. I'm going to play it a bunch of times, and you can clearly see that looks like a mushroom cloud, like an explosion. Who knows, though? It's pretty good.
What does that look like?
As you heard her, she even says, "What does that look like?" Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like a mushroom cloud to me, or a tree. Kabbalistic tree of life, which is your cube. See, we're all back to the same stuff all over again. Because I think we're an electric universe powered by nuclear or atomic power or whatever. Same thing even in Back to the Future. Doc Brown says in order to go into time, or to go back and forth in a time or whatever, they have to have like an electrical charge to... You got to have electrical and nuclear power. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but you had to have one to get a reaction out of the other. And this is... Remember, this is no different than the ball dropping New Year's Eve. It all represents the same thing. It was our fall. It was done by Saturn and the fallen angels. They cut us off from God. That's why Saturn is death and he runs around with the sickle. Because we were cut off. And everything changed. The planet changed. We changed. Everything mutated. A long time ago. It's when the frequency or tone changed. It's when the bell rang. That's why Satan also runs around with a pitchfork. A pitch is a tone is a key. It's all the same thing. It's like even they say in the book of Revelation, they're given the keys to the bottomless pit. But they also blow trumpets, right? A trumpet is a musical instrument. It puts off a tone. It puts off a key. It puts off a pitch. And they're going to do this again. It's what they're doing with CERN. It's their machine they've built 1,000 times. And just do this over and over again. So the fireworks and the ball dropping just all is symbolic of our enslavement. And people eat this shit up. It's awful. Even in the Bible in Corinthians it says, in the twinkling of an eye, we're all changed. And I think that that's in reference to this happening again. Because it is going to happen again. But whether or not that verse is associated with this event, I don't know. I think so. But what's even more interesting is in the King James Version it says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we're all changed. But in other versions it says, in a flash. Very interesting to me. And you have people, you know, that come on here and bitch and yell at me and say Saturn's not bad, quit blaming Saturn, and they're right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's our fault for letting this stuff remain broken. They broke it, but we allow it to stay broken. You know, we're fallen too, because now we run around and play the Xbox and watch Kim Kardashian, and even as, you know, I hate to use it, but McCleary made a really good... said we do like shit like food challenges now. You know, I mean, and he's right. We are fallen too. Saturn, that's why everything is Saturn, because it's all a representation of us. Saturn is inside us. We all have a liar inside of us. We all have rebellion inside of us. But we all have the real true light, the Jesus Christ. We have that too, of Nazareth. That's why as above, so below is also inside and outside. But hopefully whenever you start learning in this stuff and you start looking into this stuff and you start digging into this stuff, you look at the world differently, you look at religion differently, you look at the governments differently, you look at your friends differently, you look at your family differently, and last and certainly not least and most importantly, you look at yourself differently. And hopefully you're being true to yourself and saying, you know what, maybe I'm not all that together after all. And maybe you will start taking responsibility instead of just blaming Satan and Saturn, who are to blame. They are, because these guys want all the credit but with none of the guilt, like occult science says, all the credit and none of the blame, and he's right about that. So to say those guys don't deserve any blame, that's complete hogwash. But to say that we have no responsibility, or we shouldn't, you know, we're here to work on ourselves. And that's what this stuff is for. This stuff is here to show that this is more than just a planet where we're all just going and doing a job and coming home and watching TV. There is a lot more going on in our reality. But I can't show or teach anybody that stuff, and I'm not a teacher anyway, but the whole working on yourself and realizing that it's not just Saturn to blame, but it's also you, that's something that you have to learn on your own. I can come on here and say a bunch of things, but that'll never the change in you will not be made by anything I say. That's the best way to put it. We're all trying to find our own path. We're all trying to find our own way. We're all trying to walk with Jesus of Nazareth. And there's nothing anybody can do for anybody else but just show them the proof that they're not crazy. I think this has gone on long enough today. Didn't mean to go into I think it's because I just had a comment from somebody about that. And they weren't mean about it. They just said that, Saturn's not all to blame, and they're right. Because we could turn this shit around any day. We sure could. That's why it's Groundhog Day every day. The dawn of the freaking new day that never comes. Because we just can't unplug. So, thanks to Heck No GMOs again for passing this on to me and catching it. And thanks to my subscribers for all the support and for helping. Okay, see you later.